marsupial lions. Now, this is we're not used to having carnivores of any scale in the Australian wild. Tell us about those.
Well, they sound like amazing creatures. They're from a genus called Thylacoleo, and they were big carnivores. Some reached the weight of a small lion. The biggest ones were up to about 130 kilograms. And they had the strongest bite of any mammal species, either living or extinct. So they just had this amazing jaw. And they say that a 100-kilogram marsupial lion had a bite comparable to that of a 250-kilogram African lion. They also had fearsome claws, huge hooded claws on their thumbs, which they used to dispose of their meals.
All the better to pull down half a ton of kangaroo, I guess.
Yeah, can't have been easy.
Now, there's no evidence of Australia's human population wiping out the megafauna, so if us lot didn't kill them, what did?
Well, this is very much a subject of debate, and it's a debate that's been going on for about a century now. Were humans responsible for killing off all these animals, or did they die out as a result of changes in the climate? There's two very firmly entrenched academic camps, and they love a good argument.
So what does this new study say?
Well, this suggests that most of these giant animals were wiped out at least 130,000 years ago, and we think humans only came here about 50,000 years ago, so there was no one around to do it. They say that by the time people turned up, there were only around 8 to 14 species left.
Okay.
And they also say that there's no direct evidence of humans preying on these things, or of any tools that would have allowed them to hunt them down and butcher them.
So we're siding fairly firmly with the climatic variation notion around the disappearance of the megafauna.
I would hesitate to take sides on this one. So in century-long debates, it's best to sit on the fence sometimes.
I guess it's a hard one to resolve, isn't it?
It is, rather. I mean, they've suggested that these things must have died out gradually because of fluctuating climate, which really moved a lot between being hot and cold. And they say that improved climate records from Antarctic ice cores back this up. But the other side disputes all of this. They suggest that the fossils can't accurately indicate when a species is wiped out, which there's definitely truth in that. Fossilization only happens very occasionally in just the right circumstances. So it would be very surprising if it happened just before the extinction of a species. And in a previous study by the guys who think that humans did it, they suggested that these megafauna survived through such a long time of extreme climate that climate just can't explain why they wiped out. So they really reckon that humans arrived and hunted all these things to extinction.
That's a vexed question. Well, Joseph Milton, I'm afraid you need to apply the research filter and give us a sense of thumbs up or down, or right and wrong.
Well, it's it's important to remember with this study that it's a review of existing stuff, so there's no new evidence that's come out of this study.
There's a get-out clause there, isn't there?
It is a bit, yeah, I'm afraid. Yeah, like I said before, it's such a long, ongoing debate. I would say there's probably a grain of truth in both theories. Environmental pressure from changing climate and human hunting may have both played a role in the disappearance of these animals.
One thing we can be certain, we can be grateful mutually for the absence of rather large kangaroos and rather large lions in this country. That makes life somewhat simpler. Yeah.